Welcome to the Prime Real Estate Network channel on YouTube. I'm your host, Mr. Prime Real Estate, Ric Davis.
And I'm your host, the Texas Real Estate King, LarryWBrooks.
Every week, the King and I will provide you exclusive access to our network of lenders, investors, and real estate professionals from both the commercial and residential real estate sectors.
Now, are you millionaire minded? Or maybe you're a millionaire in the making. Make sure that you subscribe so you can get connected to the network. And always remember, the Prime Real Estate Network, where millionaires are in the making.
Create wealth for generations.
We have some exciting news. The 2024 HAR Engage Conference tickets are almost sold out.
This year's lineup of incredible industry leaders, dynamic speakers, and endless networking. It's no wonder why the tickets are going so fast.
So don't miss out on this incredible event.
Secure your spot now. Head over to har.com/engage and get your tickets before they're all gone.
Real estate agents. Are you ready to take your career to new heights with a brokerage that puts you first? At Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm, we offer something no one else does, a powerful money-back guarantee. We believe in our support so much that if you don't close a transaction within 90 days, we'll refund every dollar you've paid to us. And if a year goes by and you still haven't closed, we'll even refund your payments to HAR, MLS, and Supra. Your success is our priority. At Brooks & Davis, you're not just joining a brokerage, you're becoming part of a community that's dedicated to your growth. Whether you're a licensed agent ready to elevate your career, or you're on your way to earning your license, we've got a place for you. Visit the website on the screen today to learn more. Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm, your trusted partner in real estate.
What's up, Prime Real Estate Network listeners? It's your man, Larry W. Brooks, a.k.a. the Texas Real Estate King. Hey, when you get a moment, go ahead and go over to shoplwb.com. You can see the Pure Hustle merchandise that we had over there, some of our newer items that we have in stock, and of course, I got all the books that I've authored. I'd love for your support. You have a great day.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Prime Real Estate Network Live. I'm your host, Ric Davis. If you don't follow me on social media, I invite you to do so at Prime Real Estate Ric. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in residential or commercial real estate anywhere in the great state of Texas, but especially here in our lovely city of Houston, you can reach me directly on Instagram at Prime Real Estate Ric. As always, it's an honor and a pleasure to be here this week with you on the show. And I want to give a huge shout out to everybody checking us out live right now on Facebook and YouTube. Get in the comment section, leave myself or the Texas Real Estate King a relevant real estate question, and you never know. Your question may very well be answered on today's show. Let's take a little time, man, to give a huge shout out to the entire team over at Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm. And I want to take some time now to introduce my co-host. He is not only a highly successful real estate broker, he's a multi-time author, serial entrepreneur, proud proprietor of the Pure Hustle clothing brand, high school football enthusiast, world traveler. I'd like to introduce the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks. What's going on?
Yo, don't leave out an exciting member of the Libra gang, baby.
Hey, man, Team
Birthday
Libra
season.
in the building, man. Team Libra, big, huge shout out to all of October babies out here having a good time living it up, man. So, look, going to make sure I publicly and tell you happy birthday, brother, man. Appreciate you for getting in with us this week. What's going on?
In return, I would happy birthday to you as well, brother, man. You know, it's the same season, I'll let.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much, man. So, look. Outside of celebrating, man, anniversaries, birthdays, traveling, getting it going, what's been going on this week in the world of the Texas Real Estate King?
You know what? That's been the most important thing going on in the world of the Texas Real Estate King. You know, going out, just finding a way to tap into life just a little bit. You ain't got to overdo it, but just enough to make sure you can still kick your feet the way you need to, slap your hands together the way you need to, and things like that. So definitely those have been the things that's standing out. And for those of you that follow us on YouTube and also follow me on Instagram and Facebook and have been sending well wishes, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for just taking your time out your day to do so. You know, those things are always impactful. and I take the time to make sure that I reply to each and every one just to let you know that I appreciate you. So for those of you that have not gotten back with just yet, believe me, that's one of the action items on today's success list for me. So I appreciate everyone.
Oh, no doubt. And I want to reiterate, and I want to make sure I piggyback those same sentiments, man. Those days like your birthday where you have everybody reach out to you online, phone calls, text messages, are something that you can never be undervalued or underappreciated. So I want to give a huge thank you to everybody who reached out to me. And just like Larry said, man, it's something that you definitely got to put on your action list to reach out and personally thank everyone. I'm still working through that list as well. So everybody will be getting thank yous from me all for the rest of the weekend. So thank you so much, man. And I appreciate all the love, man. Yo, it's a huge week, man. Not only is it Libra season, not only did we have birthdays, we coming up, man, on the Hard Engage Conference, man. We got the Brooks and Davis Home Buyer Seminar coming up this Saturday. So just talk about, Larry, the energy that's going on at Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, the Houston Association of Realtors, and just in the real estate world of Houston, Texas in general, man, because it's like energy is up.
Well, yeah, and the thing is, man, energy should be up, right? Because we've always been in the market that real estate is going to continue to move. But, just with the word of mouth, the things about interest rates going down, those things are just a heightened sense when it comes to wanting to become a homeowner. And then, one of the things that we always know is that home ownership is something that comes around at a time when you're ready, but it's something that's super important. It's the difference between the wealth gap and the gap of people that don't have very much. So definitely home ownership is an ideal that you want to go into. Again, there's nothing wrong with renting until you get to that number, but ideally you want to get that. The quicker you can get to home ownership, the quicker you can start building on your plan of, financial freedom, or your plan of wealth, or your plan of using that monies in order to create your own business, using that money to send yourself or students to college, or if not physically to a university, just an opportunity to learn more, to build something outside of the box. And real estate is one of those vehicles for years and years and years has always been in the number one spot to create for you. So you want to be a part of that number one spot. You got to get into home ownership, rental ownership, however you want to look at it.
Right. Look, that's what brings us to today's guest, man. I'm so excited to have her sit in with us because today's guest actually has the keys that can unlock generational wealth for everyone in the audience. So, Larry, could you just share with our audience a little bit about our background with today's guest, how we were able to gain her commitment for sitting in with us, and how far did she go back with Mr. Larry W. Brooks?
Yeah, man. Here's the thing. In this industry, when you got high-level superstar producers, sometimes you forget how long that journey has been. And so having an opportunity to have today's guest on, an easy commitment, reached out to her. We had the available spot on her calendar. She was able to choose one of the days that worked best for her. We caught her, also doing the Libra celebration too. So, just being said, man, I thank her for being here. And one of the things that for those of you that don't follow her, y'all want to tune in, you definitely want to get logged into where her IG page is, because she is hilarious with some of these new graphics that's going on. So we'll get a chance to get her on here. We'll talk a little bit about that. But it's so funny to me. And if you see my page, you see one of the ones that I'm talking about.
Hey, look, man, without any further ado, man, I'd like to introduce this week's guest. As Larry mentioned, she's not only just a great follow on social media, she's one of the most experienced and talented mortgage executives in Texas. She is the owner and founder of Kiss Wealth Now. I want to thank her so much for sitting in on the Prime Real Estate Network Live. And I'd like to introduce Miss Chalamaine Armstrong. How are you? We'll be bringing up the guest, Larry.
See what as we get Miss Armstrong to come on. It's Wi-Fi things from here to there, especially when she's traveling right now. She's logging in from the fair. So definitely.
No, one of the things.
Okay, so now is that better? Okay, I think that's I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, they kicked you out.
How are you?
They kicked you out the big studio over there, huh?
Yes. They're getting ready to start their show in the auditorium. So I said, okay.
Yes. Oh, no worries at all.
Where is that actually located at? Was that on one of the campuses or where?
Yeah, so basically it is actually when you come into the fairs, they're a big auditorium that they have. Yeah. And so So, okay, let me check it out. Let me find a quiet spot. But they were starting their show.
Okay.
Oh no,
So let me ask you
absolutely.
this other question. So with the fair, is this week the week that the OU and Texas game is taking place down there?
I have no clue.
Okay. Yeah, I need to
I
look
know
at my calendar.
they just
because
had
I knew
the big Prairie View game last week. I do know that.
Yeah.
Graham and Prairie
Okay.
Yeah.
View.
No, I had somebody. I just checked it out, man. Yeah, it is OU Texas weekend.
I
So
cannot hear. Okay.
yeah, there will be no
Yeah,
fewer than
take
a
your time.
million people going
Take
to
your
that.
time to get set up. We're in no rush.
Yeah, because I can't hear anything you're saying.
Okay. Yeah. Are you
I
in
can
a
hear you
good?
there.
You can find it. Are you in a good spot right now? Or do you want to,
Uh-huh.
take time to find? Okay, good. No doubt. Well, let's get going, Rick.
All right, perfect. Miss Armstrong, thank you so
I
much
can't
for
hear
tapping
Rick. I
in.
wonder why that is.
Rick, talk a little louder because his is like a little lower.
Yeah.
Okay.
How are you? Can you hear me now, Miss Armstrong?
I can hear you perfectly fine, Larry, but Rick, I can't hear him. I don't know why that is.
Okay. Okay, let's go.
But
Let
you
me
can hear
see.
him
Let
just
me
fine,
check
right,
it.
Larry?
Oh yeah, I can hear you just fine. Rick audio is always a little bit low.
Okay.
And so that's only, but I can hear you perfect. I can hear him. His is always a little low, but I'm kind of
Okay.
used to it at this point. That's what it is. So for those for this is your first time being on the platform, for those that have not had an opportunity to meet you, tell us a little bit about your business. Tell us something exciting about what you got going on, and let's get started right there.
Okay, perfect. So, name's Chalamaine Armstrong. My brand is Kiss Wealth Now. And so, I've been in the mortgage industry for 30 plus years. So that being said, I've seen, gosh, the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, and even the flat lines. But through that, yeah, right. So with that though, with the mortgage industry, you definitely have to stay on top of the things that are changing, and you have to make sure you shift with the change of how business has been changing. So with me being in the business over 30 years, I'm really able to support, clients, whether or not they're first time home buyers, they're buying their 10th home, they need traditional financing, non-traditional financing. With the company, we're able to encompass all of that.
And the thing about it is when you've been in the industry that many years, you definitely have seen 15% interest rates before, and all of the things that everyone else was fear mongering over the last 5 to 6 years. You've seen those ups and downs many times when it comes to being in this industry. It's just a flow of things, right?
Right, just definitely a flow, and you get to, and you're being able to see it like that. Then you're able to explain it to those, because a lot of people say, we have, our older generation that says, oh gosh, it's just too expensive, but they're thinking about it from the point of the dollars that they make and the dollars that they used to make. So, to the younger generation, they make more money. So then of course, they are able to pay more. So it's really just trying to provide that education and breaking it down to where, it makes sense. We're not, you're a millennial, we're not your Gen Z trying to get into the homeowners market.
Yeah. So here's another thing, and I'm gonna deviate from usually out of this conversation, but I love and I've been so entertained by some of the skits that you put together in your page. Where did that come from? Like, what was that at one of the conferences? Because I know I saw you earlier this year. We was at the Texas Realtor Conference in Austin.
That's
but what
right.
was it that made you kind of buy into the new systems of ways to market and brand yourself?
Well, so short story about me, like I told you, I've been in the business for over 30 years. So I used to be an underwriter. And so when I used to sit behind the desk, I didn't like it because I'm a people's person. I love to be able to talk to people and have a good time and entertain. So with the whole videos and social media, and somebody, I don't know who it was, started these transitions. And so it was just like, wow, this is perfect. Because I was already making videos during the pandemic. Every day I would come in and tell people what the daily was, whether or not it was hamburger day, lipstick day, chili cheese day. So it was just a natural, transition to do the funny, where I get to show people my personality. And I keep telling people all the time, I offer creative financing. So if you like my videos, I'm just as creative with the financing.
Wow. That's big. That's big.
No, I thank y'all for taking some time and bearing with me. I hope you all can hear me now.
Yes.
Perfect. One of the things that I was so excited about, Ms. Armstrong, when Larry told me you had committed to sitting in with us, was to talk about how
the mortgage industry is starting to adjust to the needs of the buying market. I think a lot of times, especially from a media perspective, in the real estate field, they talk about buying and they show so many barriers to home ownership, but they don't necessarily spotlight and highlight all the things that lenders like yourself are doing to make
help
these homes not only affordable, but make it so that people can actually become homeowners who want to become homeowners. So for
That's
our
right.
audience who may be first-time buyers or in a position to be able to buy their first home, could you talk to them a little bit about the difference between down payment assistance, closing
Okay.
cost assistance, and how lenders like yourself have been able to mold the two?
Love it. Love it. Great question. So the first thing is that everyone who owns a home today, but they say statistically, 39% of those people, 39% actually use some type of an assistance to get a home. And then when we talk about the millennials, they say up to 70% of millennials who are purchasing homes are using down payment assistance. So we get to rip off the taboo and, thinking, oh my God, I don't want a hand me down. No, most people are getting some type of help when purchasing their first home and their second home. Down payment assistance, closing cost assistance is not limited to a first time home buyer, because again, everyone knowing that you're needing some help to get in there. Most people don't know this. This statistic is that only a third of the population can buy a house and pay cash. That means that everybody else is having to get financing. So that being said, we've got to be creative. That's my word. And come up with solutions and ways to make home ownership possible. So down payment assistance is not just down payment assistance anymore. Most families can get up to 5% in assistance. That's going to help cover not only the down payment, but it also can cover not all the closing costs, some of the closing costs. So we got to be careful about some of them, right? But it's still a nice help that a family could know that with up to 5% in assistance, that they would be able to cover their down payment and cover some of the closing. That way it takes some.
No, man.
Yeah. Hey, that right there, because here's the thing about it, and here's the things that I love that she was saying. Down payment assistance is touching everyone. If you have an opportunity to take part in it, it's something that we all look for, right? Even if regardless of the amount of money that you might be making, at the end of the day, you want to find a way to get some type of assistance when purchasing something. We use the word assistance as though it's a bad thing. And it's not. Assistance is not a bad thing. Assistance is, listen, I don't want to spend all my money if I don't have to, and someone else is going to generously donate towards it. I want to be a part of a program that's going to generously donate towards me purchasing my home, right? And so that leaves what that does for you is that keeps more capital in your pocket for furniture, for things that you may want to do, more luxury items inside of your home, or maybe you just want to use it to upgrade your garage door opener, anything you could think of. That leaves more capital in your pocket to be able to do that. So whenever I hear assistance, I'm like, listen, that is not an ugly word. Assistance is a beautiful word, and it allows you to be able to do more and save more of your capital if you're able to get mortgage assistance. So I'm sorry, when you were saying that, I just was tapping in with the people after you stepped away for a moment there, just to kind of, because I think a lot of times we hear the word assistance, and everyone likes to make it sound like it's an ugly word. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't know anyone that does not initially try to get some type of financial assistance when purchasing a house. It's not a bad thing. It doesn't mean that you've done bad with your monies or anything like that. It just means that you're looking to keep more of your capital in your pocket.
And the other thing that I like to share with people is that if you think about financing furniture, financing, your appliances right now, that's going to come at 18 to 27%, depending on credit. So wouldn't it make sense to use the down payment assistance and go ahead and get that 6.625%, interest rate, and have that part covered, and then you can use the funds you do have to go ahead and pay cash for those things that can be very costly if you finance them. So it's about being smart about how you're using your money.
That's a great point, because what you're saying, Ms. Armstrong, is that there's a certain amount of your personal resources that you're going to have to use throughout this transitioning process.
Correct.
So let's use those monies that are provided to us through county assistance, city, state assistance, and use
Correct.
our funds where they'll be most well placed. So I agree totally. And I hope
Yes.
everyone in the audience can take your advice.
Yes, because that makes a huge difference. And so when I break it down for people and show, okay, well, if you go ahead and you finance at, let's say 19%, and you say, okay, I'm going to have it paid off in 6 years. Well, guess what? You could have a cheaper house payment, right? Refinance in 3 years and still not be paying that high interest rate. And we know that most people, when life starts lifing, we just continue to pay those regular payments. So it makes sense to not have those payments there, especially when you utilize down payment assistance, and you can use your capital to take care of those things that can be costly.
Absolutely.
And here's another thing that I think will be special because we're going into a new season. A lot of people are looking to get into it. We're probably going to have a lot of first-time home buyers, or even move-up buyers is going to take a look at this episode. What is in your opinion, or what you enjoy seeing in your business? What does it look like when a first-time home buyer? Do you want them to? The system would be they first come to you, first find a realtor, first go to a credit repair person, or how do you like that journey to look? Like so that you, or do you like to be the person that's directing it? Like how do you like that to look?
Great question. Well, I love to meet people where they're at. And so sometimes people know my credit is tore up from the floor up. Like I don't want to look at it. I don't want nobody else to look at it, right? And sometimes they're afraid to make that phone call. So whomever they call first, I just love that we have a great team that is smart enough that knows, hey, we're going to direct you here. We're going to direct you here. Because there's no exact way to start, right? We have to reach out with whom we feel comfortable with. So if it's with the lender, great. But if it's with the realtor, great. If it's with the credit repair person, that's fine. We just want them to make the call. And I always tell people the first step is the call. It's not the application. It's really making the call. And that's the hardest step.
Yep, totally agree. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and as they was trying to talk about the steps, I'm like, no, the first step is just first step. Like if you have a relationship with a realtor, then reach out to the realtor. If you have a relationship with a mortgage person, reach out to them. They're gonna all first try to dissect what your buying power could possibly be, or either know the steps to put you in. For example, as a realtor, I know that the financing is not my point. When you come and meet with me, we sit down, I'm gonna get an idea of where you want to be, what are you looking for. And when you answer a few questions, you'll be able to tell me, well, I haven't did too good with my credit. Or you be like, well, listen, I've been on point. My credit karma say I'm this. I have not missed the payment. Blah, blah, blah. Then I'm like, hey, well, let's figure out let's get you to a mortgage person. Let's see what your buying power looks like. So, yes, I totally agree. It's about making that phone call in whichever direction you got your first relationship set in, and they're going to help that process be a light streamer for you.
Exactly. Because you'd be surprised people who think that they can't talk to the realtor yet, so they'll wait.
Yeah.
Or they can't talk to the lender yet, so they'll wait. And so we want people to know, the journey is knowing where you fit in at. So that call or a text, hey, we're new age. You ain't even got to call me, text me. I was wondering. That works just the same.
That's right. That's right. Yes, indeed.
Ms. Armstrong, and I want to thank you so much for carving some time out your schedule. One of the things that Larry and I understand is how busy Thursdays can be for business owners like yourself, because either usually it's a getaway day if we're traveling, or it's the last real day of those real button-down corporate meetings. So thank you so much for taking some time. So in closing with you, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions because members of our audience really like to find out a little bit more about our guests. So first, when will the next opportunity be for members of the Prime Real Estate Network audience to meet, greet, and interact with you, Ms. Armstrong? And when you were a young lady, were there any members of your family that were business owners? And where did you get your inspiration and motivation from that standpoint?
Love it. So the business aspect. So I was the first person in my family to have a business, buy a brand new car, just do all of these different things. So I kind of had to feel my way through it. That being said, your childhood definitely does, I believe, set you up for your future. And because I watched my family struggle, and I used to tease and say we were nomads. We moved a lot. We had no permanent residence. So that's what really made me want to get into this industry, and also made me work really hard to help people, because I understand that having a foundation is key to success. So if a person can actually have a permanent foundation, then the sky's the limit, right? And because I love to meet people where they're at, I would love to meet all of the people following this network. So whether or not we set up and do a Zoom, or whether I come to Houston, I basically, I'm not locked down. I like to have fun, and I got to come down there so we can do some videos.
Absolutely.
do a crazy video. Have fun with it.
No, I want to thank you so much, man, because your energy is infectious, and the genuineness that you educate and you share your experiences with our audience, I'm sure it's something that they'll gravitate towards. So before we sign off with you this week, Queen, please share your contact information, your social media handles, and how members of our audience can schedule a consultation with you today.
Definitely love it. So my name's Chalamaine Armstrong. So that's on every social media platform that way. My company is KISS Wealth Now. And the reason why I call it KISS is because the old military term, keep it simple, stupid, or we can keep it simple, savvy. And for the ladies, we can keep it simple, sexy. Wealth does not have to be hard, right?
Right.
So my phone number, 214-738-4913. And so they can reach out to me on, again, Chalamaine Armstrong for all social media. Or they can, again, just definitely follow me, or you can call me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Ms. Armstrong. Larry and I would love to have you on the show again. So in the future, if there's anything that you're headlining, please keep us in the know. You always with us, Queen, and we want to thank you so much for sitting in with us. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys. Have a blessed day.
You too as well. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Absolutely. Now, see, Larry, we talk about every week the power of networking, being out, being seen, being where the people, being where the business is being conducted. Members and everyone in the audience had a first seat, absolutely front row view of that in practice. Could you just talk a little bit about how important it is to always be out and about, networking, growing, and letting people know about your brand and your business?
Definitely, because at the end of the day, Rick, that's how growth really takes place, and comfortable growth, right? It's funny because I remember me and Ms. Armstrong had a short conversation, or had a more of a detailed conversation in Austin a few months back. We were down there for the Texas Real Estate Conference, and that's another thing, right? You staying active, you being involved, you getting in front of the right people, and you continue to negotiate, right? You negotiate relationships, I like to call it. And so the thing is that's important. And so you want to be able to reach out. You want to be able to make contacts. Even when I think about the longevity that we've had this show over 5 years, tap in. Somebody in the chat put 5 years. We've been consistently doing this, consistently growing this, consistently bringing on new friends and new friends, old relationship, new friends, new relationship, just continuing with the growth part of it. And that's a big part of it. So definitely you got to be out and about, and you got to be a giver. You got to be able to share knowledge, give knowledge, and in return, you'll get blessed as well.
Now, we're at the part of the show where we always share with the audience what's going on this weekend in the world of the Texas Real Estate King. It's a lot going on. Not only is it Libra season, but as we talked about earlier, there's a lot of great events. So could you just talk a little bit about what's going on this weekend, where you going to be, and where people can actually tap in with the Texas Real Estate King this weekend?
Yeah, man. So definitely shout out to those of you that are looking to be move-up buyers, those of you that may be looking to sell, and of course, you first-time home buyers. We want to, and investors, because we actually have a special event taking place for investors this year at our at the Real Estate Summit that takes place. Every year we put together this amazing Real Estate Summit. For the last 3 years, Brooks and Davis has headlined this Real Estate Summit, mainly because we want you to have an opportunity to map your way to success, right? We want you to understand how to make that first phone call, how to make that first step when getting your journey started. So if you're a first-time home buyer, this is a summit that you want to be a part of. We're going to have hundreds of people there that just want to pour into you. They just want to give an opportunity to help you get started in this journey, to where one day you can take this money from your first purchasing of your home and use it to refinance, pull out money, and send your kids to college, or refinance, pull out money, and to help your child start their first business, or maybe even start your own business and entrepreneurship journey. And then, of course, we're going to have our guy with Yes to Real Estate there. They're going to be doing a mini investing camp. So all of you that keep hearing everything about buying and selling and investing and flipping and how to do this, how to do that, He's going to be out there with a team of other people, his team, people that he trusts, people that he does business with, and they're going to be talking to you about some of the things that they do when it comes to the investment aspect of it. So what we've done here is really just created a huge real estate incubator, right? So at the end of the day, if you're a first-time home buyer, we got a place for you. If you are looking to invest because you've already been a homeowner, you got some equity in your house, you want to pull the equity out and you want to know how to use it to make money with it, you want to be at the summit to learn from people that's what they do. These are things that they're able to do. So with that being said, we look forward to seeing you out there.
Absolutely.
Yes,
and I also want to take some time to invite everyone in the audience to the Prime Real Estate Network Home for the Holidays open house on this Sunday. As you can see on the screen this Sunday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. at 23215 Campwood Terrace Lane in Katy, Texas, I will be personally hosting this open house. Everyone who stops by will not only have an opportunity to take a tour of this beautiful Katy, Texas property, but they'll also have opportunity to learn from me everything about owner financing and how, as a home buyer, you can make this property and any other property in the city of Houston home yours for you and your family right before the Christmas holidays. So if your dream is to open up presents under your Christmas tree in your new home, stop by this open house in Katy at 1 p.m. on this Sunday. I'll be there. The Prime Real Estate Network team will be there, and we look forward to meeting with everyone. Hey, man, look, we got a great activity set up for this weekend, man. Before we sign off this week, any final words for the audience from the Texas Real Estate King?
Nothing at all, man. What I say is we're going to have a bunch of raffles also taking place at the summit. Come out there, get into the system, become a part of something. Those of you that are licensees, you're a realtor, you looking to explore the brokerage firms, good opportunity for you to come out, kind of see some of the things that we put together for the Brooks and Davis agents in order to put them in a level of success going into the first quarter of 2025. This is the last quarter. We put this together for those people that are looking to buy in 2025 as well. So come on out. Open invitation.
Man, once again, man, we'll be there this Saturday, 9 a.m. the Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm Home Buyer Summit, with also the Investor Masterclass there as well. Everyone's invited. Share the information, share this episode, bring someone with you, man, because this is the highlight of the Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm social calendar. This is where so many generational wealth conversations are had and where so many millionaires in the making actually get their start. So I want to thank you on behalf of myself, Ric Davis, and the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks. We invite everyone out to the summit this Saturday. And if you don't have opportunity, we'll see you all this Thursday here on the Prime Real Estate Network live. And we would like to ask everyone in the audience this weekend to please be safe and be blessed.